Which two of these foods have the highest amount of fiber per serving? Is it A, lettuce, B, celery, C, lima beans, D, spinach, or E, raspberries? The correct answer is C and E, lima beans and raspberries. Here's what you should know. Most of us have learned that food contains 3 types of macronutrients, that is, components of food that we should consume in relatively large amounts to stay healthy. These are, of course, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Sometimes water is included as a macronutrient because it's something else we consume in relatively large quantities and is necessary for survival. But most of us did not learn that there is one particular kind of carbohydrate that is itself a component of food that we should eat in relatively large quantities to maintain health. That's fiber. The technical meaning of fiber depends on whether it's coming from a botanist, a chemist, or a nutritionist. But the simple answer is that fiber is the parts of plants that human digestive organs can't break down. Why is it not widely accepted knowledge that fiber is a vital macronutrient? Possibly because we can't digest it, so it doesn't directly provide nutrition to our cells. But it does have 2 very important functions. First, it provides bulk in our food that makes it easier for the muscles in our intestines to move it along. And second, it can be digested by the trillions of microorganisms that make their home in our gut, and those microorganisms themselves produce highly useful nutrients. These benefits help explain why current research tells us that diets higher in fiber reduce risk for chronic diseases, such as cardiac disease, stroke, type 2 diabetes, and colon cancer, and in fact, reduce the risk of death itself. We also know that most people aren't consuming nearly enough fiber. Modern adults in the US get 10 to 15 grams per day, about half the amount recommended by the FDA. If you were getting less than half of the carbohydrates, fats, protein, or water that you need for health, the effects would be obvious, and the diagnosis would be malnutrition, starvation, or dehydration. Fiber doesn't get the respect it should have for at least 2 reasons. First, the effects of fiber malnourishment aren't immediately obvious and are not easily connected to their cause. Second, natural fiber is present in quality real foods, much less so in processed foods, and definitely not in the ultra-processed foods that make up most of the US food supply. So if you're charting a course to a healthier life, you'll want to give natural fiber the respect it deserves as one of the 5 most important things you can consume each day, whether it's called a macronutrient or not. Lima bean and raspberry salad, anyone?